welcome Dr. Joan Norton. Dr. Joan. You asked for a margarita. You have a really interesting story. I love your story too, because and this is why I'm going to ask you the first question. How many years of network marketing experience did you have when you joined? So, did you find that to be a hindrance?
Yes. It was a challenge, but it was fun.
Yeah.
We had a good time making every mistake possible.
Now, did you have some kind of grand strategy to apply to building your organization?
None.
All right.
We just muddled through it the best that we could, and it just turned out great.
What do you think was the biggest mistake you made, or the toughest thing to recover from, let's say?
I think it was probably not knowing how to build teams.
Right.
I was in the corporate world for so many years, and then in private practice, and everything is really based on competition. And this business is built on cooperation and collaboration and team building. And it really, to me, that's the best and the biggest joy I get out of this, is that you get to work every day. Your team members become your friends and like your family. So you get to go to work and play with your best friends.
All right. Now, speaking of that, do you have, let's say, a particular, I don't know, trick of the trade, or any kind of, is there any kind of like shortcut or just some quick tactic that you do that helps?
Hard work.
Hard work, you
Hard
say?
work. Hard work and not giving up. Just stay at it.
Right. Now, actually, when Chuck was up, he had mentioned in his video too, persistence. Tell me how that's played out in your building your organization.
I think since we didn't know what we were doing, and we're still learning, it took persistence for us to do it. And to me, it's been the biggest personal development course that we've ever taken, because we've both changed so much while doing this business. I would say it's a personal development course with a paycheck.
Right, exactly. How about, is there any other, like, one characteristic that you would name that is responsible for your success in building the business?
Wow, just my charm.
That's what I was going to guess.
My humbleness.
And your humility, right? It's a race between those. Well, when you now you're what, 5 years in almost, right?
5 years in November.
And you know, you had such an interesting start. I mean, you walked in completely blind, really had no network marketing experience, started building, made, as you say, every mistake you could possibly find to make. And now you're out there doing it, you're very successful at it. So if you were talking to, well, let's say one of the prospects in the room tonight, what would you be trying to communicate to them about the business?
That it probably is the opportunity of a lifetime. The lifestyle is fantastic. I have tried everything you can think of. I was a young single mother. We started out in a typing pool for my daytime job, and then I wanted to send my daughter to special school, so I got a second job where I could make a pallet for her under my desk. And I decided, this really sucks. So I finally made enough that I could put aside and I could just work one job, and I started back to school. I went to work in the corporate world, rose through those ranks, worked in a bank as the first female loan officer in Arkansas, so I worked with a real good old boys network in the South. I started making really good money when I went to chiropractic school and followed through with that, but I never could find what gave me the quality of life that I wanted. To me, freedom is choices. Choosing what school to send your kids to, choosing when you can go to bed and when you can pull the covers over your head and not go to work. Choosing where you vacation, choosing what you drive, all of these choices, I finally feel that I now have that kind of freedom to choose what I want. I don't have a Ferrari yet like Chuck, but give me a goal. Just give me a goal.
Well, Ferraris are very noisy. And that's why I don't have one.
I like quiet.
Well, now you were, as you said, a practicing chiropractor in a partnership, and you know that's very time consuming, very busy. Did it help you when you were starting? Do you think, being in the practice?
Not really.
No?
I think almost sometimes it's a hindrance because people expect you to make it complicated. And this is something that you want to keep as simple as you can because people need to know that it's duplicatable, that they can do this. As long as you can take the backing off of it, as Paul Yao says, take the backing off and put a bandage on, you're in business.
That's it. That's one of the things that we talk about a lot on our weekly calls, is the simplicity of it all. We sometimes are our own worst enemy because we get into it so deeply, but the truth of it is that as long as you can take the backing off, and we're even going to label the backing coming so you don't even have to worry about that anymore, but and put that on. Now that's the product side of it, and that's a big part of the opportunity. But if you're talking about the business building aspect of it, there can be a similar kind of view of that it's very simple to do that too. Not easy maybe sometimes,
Right.
but simple, wouldn't you say?
Very simple. It's just like 1, 2, 3. You know, it's just a simple, logical process, and luckily Lifeway gives you a really simple process to follow. And as far as women go, since we just did the WOW group today, is women sell and recruit a little differently than men, and you can go in the same system that Lifeway has, but just turn it to where it works for you as a woman to make those comments.
Wow. That rhymes with his last name.
Yeah.
So that it really can be that simple. But I think it really all boils down to very much like anything worthwhile doing, it seems to me, which is there's a few fundamentals. You do the fundamentals over and over again. You get better at them because you're doing them over and over again. And over time, it produces results, and results tend to aggregate and grow.
And I think what's really fun for me, anyway, is I was always used to getting paid on what I did. And now, you know, you get paid on what you produce, but then all of a sudden you realize, wow, I'm getting paid on what you produce.
Right. And it happens for everyone. Everyone
Yes.
who's in the business, that's exactly what happens, is we bring people in and we help them to see the vision. They're working, producing